In this video we'll be talking about how to use or create a function table from a given function. So here in this problem it actually is which table represents the correct representation of the function f of x equals 3x plus 1. So there's a few ways to do it, and since we have multiple choice here we're going to use the tables that they've already given to us. So if you were to do this problem on your own, you would want to make an x and y table. Something similar to this, and you'd want to put in the easiest values for you. So for me it would be -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. But for their tables you can tell they chose different values. They chose the values 0, 1, 2, and 3 for all of them. So those are their x values. And when you put in that x value, it gives you a f of x value or a y value. Y and f of x are the same thing. So I could put an equal sign. If I was to write this, it would be a true statement. F of x and y are the same thing. So a function gives you a output, which is the y value, and it creates an ordered pair, an x and y, which you can graph on a coordinate plane. So what you do is you use these x values and you put them in to the function. If you didn't have multiple choice, you would enter in the values that you choose. It doesn't matter what values you choose. You can choose the easiest numbers. That's what you should choose, is the easiest values you need or have. And so I'm going to just use this first table here, and we're going to put in 0 for the x value. So we get 3 times 0 plus 1. And since there's no variable there, I'm going to use PEMDAS, and you get a value, a y value of 1. Because 3 times 0 is 0, 0 plus 1 is 1. So y equals 1. So that checks out. And then if I was to continue to do this, I would put in the 1 as a x value, and I get 3 times 1 plus 1. And again, I would use PEMDAS, and I would get 3 plus 1, and I would get a y value of y equals 4. And again, that checks out. So it looks like this function table is probably the correct one. So which table represents the correct representation of the function f of x equals 3x plus 1? Well, my best bet is A. The best way to go about doing this is to check these values here for 0. If I put a 0 in for x, well, 3 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 1 is 1, not 21, so we can get rid of B. Here I put in 0. 3 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 1 is 1, not 3, so I can get rid of that one. And then we already know that it is 1, so we know it's not D. So our best bet is A. Now if it was a multiple choice and they just asked you to graph the function, right? Well, you would have to make a function table. In order to graph it, you have to make a table with x and y values. Right? And we already know what the 0, 1, and 2 value of this. It's 1, 4, and then 7. If I put in these x values and then my function 3x plus 1, it would give me 1, 4, and 7 for my f of x or y value. So if I put in -1, I'm going to get a -2. If I put in a -2, I'm going to get a -5. Right? And so there's a few things we can tell by looking at this table. Is that one, it's linear. This is going to create a line from this table because the x value, as it goes up 1 from top to bottom, it increases by 3 each value. And so that tells us that this is going to create a linear line. So I hope this video was helpful in showing you how to use a function to create a function table, and then what you do with that function table is that you would graph these x and y values as a coordinate pair.